Hi, friends. I'm Katie.
And I'm Lauren, and welcome to Okay, But Did You Know? A podcast where we talk about the TV and media that we love with a friend who's never seen it before.
Today, we're recapping and chatting about Bob's Burgers, Season 7, Episode 21, Paraders of the Lost Float, and Episode 22, Into the Mild. But we always start off with a synopsis, so here is Episode 21, Paraders of the Lost Float. Teddy comes into Bob's Burgers and tells the family that tomorrow is Bog to Beach, a parade in nearby Bog Harbor. Teddy's friend's float is available to use, and he tells them they should participate in the parade float competition to win the cash prize. The top 5 floats get a cash prize, and only 4 floats have signed up, so Bob agrees and they decorate the float. They decorate the float, and Linda makes costumes, but Jimmy Pesto bothers the family while they're decorating and decides to join the competition too. Linda makes pickle costumes for most of the family, and the parade starts while it is raining. Bob is grumpy because of Jimmy Pesto, and he tries to lead Teddy on a different route to try and beat him. They get lost, and the family is upset they're missing out on the parade. After a few obstacles, they finally find the parade route again, but it's blocked. The family leaves Bob behind, but since he insists on winning, and him and Teddy bust through the blockade. With the float damaged, they're unable to make it to the end, and Teddy starts the music. Bob lets loose and starts dancing in his family, and the rest of Bog to Beach pushes the float to the end. The Belchers win the competition, and Bob apologizes to his family. This is a very wholesome episode, I think.
Yeah, I would say so.
But we always start off with our puns. What did you get for the vacant storefront?
I don't want to say these. I don't want to say. The first one is gland ho thyroid cyst.
It's so bad.
The exterminator is worse.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is.
Do I have to say this one?
Okay, I will do this one because I love you.
Thank you.
But you also made me talk about an evil hand today. So let's. You owe me.
But you get to talk about Little Thieves next.
That's true. Damn it. Okay, so the next one is Miso Hornet Pest Control. This is from our lovely, lifetime of millennials, where we had this lovely time and age where the saying of me so horny from Full Metal Jacket. I do not look back on this time with joy.
No.
Because we were teenagers when that happened. The amount of teenage boys every day. Me so horny. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
I hated it. But you do have a burger, so
I do.
You're welcome.
That was riding in cars with bok choys.
That's supposed to be a play on the 2001 movie Riding in Cars with Boys. I've never seen that, but I was, wait, how old was I?
What year is it?
7? I was 7 when that came out. Which means you were 6?
Yeah.
Or
yes.
Yeah? Yes. All right. I only have a few fun facts because I think we're going to have a lot of fun just talking about the episode itself anyway, so it's fine. Mm-hmm. But the title and script cover are, of course, references to the 1981 Indiana Jones movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark, which I still love. Is it that one or another one of the Indiana Jones movie? I really love the whole, oh my God, brain fart. No!
I had it before Gwendolyn Christie. It's fine.
You understand. Mm-hmm. Big Bang Theory. When the girls ruin one of the Indiana Jones movies for them.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Where they said, if you know what I'm talking about. I love that moment, though, of that, where they're just like, oh, if Indiana Jones wasn't there, nothing would have changed.
Yeah.
It broke all their brains. Mm-hmm. It was so good. This is the first episode since the Itty Bitty Ditty Committee where Gene is shown wearing the burger suit.
Okay.
Within the episode. Usually you've seen him in it since, but it's always in end credits.
Okay.
So this is the only, it hasn't happened in a while for him to be in the episode. Unlike previous episodes where Bob and Marshmallow appear in the same scene, Bob doesn't greet Marshmallow with the, oh, hey, Marshmallow.
So
he doesn't this time.
This is a case where maybe Bob and Marshmallow are the same person. We never know.
We never know.
We'll never know.
But I do, I know I talk about how much we love Marshmallow and how very little we actually get to see of her.
Yeah.
But I will say we eventually get to see more of her. There was an episode done very recent that's a heavy Marshmallow episode, and it made me cry. It's so good.
Aw.
So, our love of Marshmallow is justified. She's amazing. I love her. The end credit song of the episode, Hot Pants Rain Dance, is rhythmically similar to the Gloria Gaynor 1978 I Will Survive.
Oh, yep. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And this is hold on 1 second. I gotta go back to that.
Okay.
Storefronts seen in this episode include You Can't Sandal the Truth, And my favorite one, super normal massage parlor with normal in all caps.
Yeah, because that's how we know that it's real normal.
It's normal.
Not at all happy endings.
And then we have fuck.
Oh, come on. That was not even that funny.
I know, but I was in a train of thought.
To quote Colin,
So,
to quote Colin O'Donoghue, I wasn't trying to make a joke. I'm just that funny.
You are. This note got me because there's some confusion here.
Okay.
This is the first season finale to include the opening sequence in season 3.
Did these 2 episodes air at the same time?
They did not. So this one aired in May.
Uh-huh.
The other episode aired in June.
Interesting.
It's the other episode is one of my fun facts for the other episode is that it's the first episode ever in the summer. Like that's actually shown in the summer.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how
so
I feel
I'm
about
like
that.
going through the notes, going through the wiki, and I'm like, which I'm so grateful for everybody who works on the wiki. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Like we wouldn't have this information without you. But at the same time, what do you mean this is the finale? Because there's still another episode. So while it does feel like a finale.
It definitely does.
So but then the other episode's really good in sense.
Yeah.
That it could also be a finale. So I was like, why did y'all? And so I'll explain more maybe with the next one.
Maybe.
But I thought it was weird when I'm like I'm doing my notes. And of course, I'm doing the notes for this one first. And I'm like, season finale. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So we'll discuss that more probably after we do the synopsis for the other one and get through to those notes.
Yeah.
But I thought what? Because it does feel like it's a great if this is considered the finale. It's a great finale. But can we make sure the finale is the last episode?
Yeah, that would require some planning.
It would require some planning. But we also know how TV works.
Especially
It's not always
with
released
Bob's
the
Burgers.
correct way.
Especially with Bob's Burgers.
Especially with Bob's Burgers. Oh my God. Because we can't really complain about getting an extra episode. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
We got another episode. But because of how the planning seems to work and with how much that Bob's Burgers seems to have to try and deal with the network. Because I feel like they have to deal with a lot when it comes to the network.
I would believe that.
And Fox is notorious for being hard to deal with.
Which
I
is
think,
interesting given that they are the hub of adult animation.
They are, but we've seen before. I mean, they got canceled before.
Yeah.
Not Bob's, but they've canceled stuff before that should have never been canceled. They can't. At one point, I think it was it Fox or they were on a different channel for when one of the times that Family Guy got canceled.
I think they've only ever been on Fox.
Because that's the thing, they've canceled Family Guy before, and they're in 20-something seasons.
The Simpsons is
and they're still going.
The Simpsons is season 36, 37.
Yeah. So Fox is weird, man.
Real weird.
They're weird.
Real weird.
But I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines.
I have 7.
Oh my God, you go first.
Okay. Don't be afraid of sequins, Dad. They're more scared of you than you are of them.
I wrote that one down too. Cash is the best kind of money.
Can I shoot him, Dad? Can I shoot him? No.
I wrote that one too. Damn it.
No, maybe. Yes, definitely.
Most of these are probably going to be the same. They'll find another funeral.
I don't know where to look first. It's a freak peeping bonanza.
Is my ass on fire? Be honest. A little bit, Teddy. A little bit.
I've been having fun since yesterday. I got the date wrong, so I've been out here since yesterday.
That's such a Gretchen thing to do.
It is.
Teddy, unzip my pickle.
Free t-shirt though. I think that was after Tina shoots Jimmy Pesto. Are you out of lines or do you have any more?
I'm out of lines because we had some of the
Okay.
same ones.
There's no turning around. I mean, literally. And shake what Grandpa gave you, but maybe not like that.
This is one of those episodes that there's just so many good lines. It's actually hard to choose, in my opinion. But I, and I'll start with, I know we're supposed to dislike Jimmy Jr. or not Jimmy Jr. Well, both of them, whatever. We're supposed to dislike Jimmy. He's just playing his role.
Yes.
But ironically, very recently, so we know as of it's now the beginning of February that they have released the January 6th insurrectionist.
Yeah.
That we also know Jay Johnston was included in that. He no longer is Jimmy Pesto, but apparently he has come out and is now telling people oh yeah, they got rid of me, they fired me, and we're like, buddy, we already knew, they've recast you.
No shit, they fired you.
So and it's interesting because since the recast, I have actually enjoyed the episodes with Jimmy more because I like the new actor better.
That makes a difference.
He does a better job. And it's like, I don't know, it's interesting because when you look at it, you're like, okay, we know for a fact the guy that plays him is an asshole.
Yeah.
So like, I don't like him even more. But then with the new guy, once you get to that point, he's pretty cool because they actually go a pretty long stint without Jimmy, which is so funny because when we were going through that, a lot of people were like, where's Jimmy? And I'm like, really, guys?
Is it a case that, like, maybe with the new actor, there's a slight shift in the writing where it's more of, like, a well-meaning rivalry and less of a, I would like to see you fail kind of rivalry?
Yes, it very much feels like a more friendly rivalry.
Okay.
Which, I'm sorry, we just had an episode come out that said, R's are hard. So, like, I'm sitting here trying to get my R's together.
R's are hard.
I'm Southern, damn it. We don't do R's.
I'm
I'm
also from an area where they don't really do R's all that well.
Right? Like, where can people do R's? I don't know.
The Midwest?
Arizona?
The Midwest?
Arizona. I've learned Arizonans apparently don't have an accent.
That's not possible.
It was weird being there, man, but there wasn't much of an accent for a lot of, unless they were of course, ethnic.
I suppose, yes, that would make a difference.
Yeah. That makes a big difference, obviously, if you're not from the same area. But yeah, no, I did right. Jimmy deserves a t-shirt cannon to the face.
All the time.
100%.
All the time.
All the
like,
time.
I was with Bob. Please, Louise, shoot him with the t-shirt cannon.
Shoot him.
That was a great tactic, was, yes, please give Louise a t-shirt gun. Because that...
Like, how fun was that?
That's the chaos that I wanted out of this episode. It was just her shooting people with the t-shirt gun.
The amount of people getting shot throughout this episode with the t-shirt cannon was just top tier. It was so much fun.
It gave me vibes of, like, because, like, you've seen, like, the videos of, like, Adele when she was on tour, her with, like, her t-shirt gun.
I love her.
Like, her with her t-shirt gun is the best.
It's she's so happy. And she's having so much fun with it.
Yeah.
It takes me back to hockey games, like our little hockey team that we had here for the longest time, which we might get one again, which I'm excited for. Yes. Not a lot of hockey in Georgia for us.
I can't imagine why.
I know, right? You say, but there's like Tennessee has a hockey team. I grew up with a hockey team. We have had 2 different hockey teams in my hometown, and we might get a third finally. Because we have a place like ice rink, everything. We have a place where they can do it. But I grew up on that, and I have a fun time that apparently when I was younger, we were at a game, and of course they start the t-shirt cannon stuff, and my dad had left to take my little sister to the bathroom, so it's just me and like my brother sitting together, and I had run up to grab one and ended up in a fist fight with another kid trying to get my shirt. Only for like this dad came over, took the shirt from me, and like broke up the fight. And my dad comes back and sees me like roughed up a little bit, and he's like, "What did you do?" And then, of course, he's like, what happened? And my brother tells him, and he's just like, the fuck? My dad almost went after the guy. But then I got a shirt anyways.
Okay, so that's good.
Like, I got another one because people are like, you were fighting for this. Here you go.
That's what you want to see out of the employees. They're like,
they didn't...
You wanted it. You wanted it a little too much. Here you go.
They're like, you're a feisty little... Because, like, you gotta remember, I've been tiny my whole life.
Yeah.
Like, I hit 5 foot at 16. Imagine, like, 8-year-old me. Fist fighting a kid twice my size.
Tiny.
For a t-shirt. I have issues.
Don't we all?
Look, I wanted my shirt. I was excited.
Hey,
they let the hockey players do it.
I'm with you. Yeah, it's true.
It is by example.
It really is. It's hard to say fighting's not allowed at a hockey game.
Right? It's really hard to say that.
Yeah. I'm with you there.
But yeah, what did you think of Paraders of the Lost Float?
The very beginning, I wrote down, I was like, okay, given the fact that they're having a lackluster turnout, it could be good advertising, because that was the point of the episode, was like, it was already a very slow lunch rush kind of day. But it was like, but maybe talking about closing the restaurant on a day that you're already not making money is not a good business decision. And then like $500 is more than you make serving lunch. That's just sad.
Like, it really brings into question, how are they functioning?
It really does. I called immediately this was going to be a Mardi Gras-esque situation with was it Bog to
Beach?
Bog to Beach. I was gonna say Bog to Harbor, but that's not right.
It's in Bog Harbor.
That's probably where that came from. I do agree though with Gene. It's Rain and Men is the superior song about rain.
It is. I do also agree with that.
That is the best song about rain. And I say that as me. It's a great song. Like, you will never see a group of people sing It's Raining Men harder than a group of lesbians.
Which is kind of funny because I thought that would be gay men.
You'd think, but no. From what at least in my experience, I've never seen a group go harder than a group of lesbians. So
that's fair. I don't tend to hang out with large groups of gay men, so I wouldn't know from experience.
No, that's fair.
I'm sapphic. Like, we get along. We all get along, but like, I'm not going out to.
No, it's not
to do that.
No, because when I go out to the bar that I like, I mostly go on their sapphic nights.
Exactly. Like, we tend to do more of the sapphic end of things because we are sapphic.
Yeah. I don't have too many notes on this episode. I did write down I'm okay with the method of just keep shooting Jimmy with the t-shirt cannons, because that's a good way to.
It's the best part of the episode.
That really is the best part of the episode. Because I did like Burger Squatch came back.
Yes,
I'd say in the mask, but this episode for me was, and the fact that they viewed this as a season finale makes sense, because a lot of characters kind of came out of the work that we haven't seen in a while. Mm-hmm. And one thing I wrote down towards the end is this episode is a series of gags that I really don't care for.
Really?
It's a lot of the repetitive gags over and over and over again, which that tends to not be my favorite bits when they do it like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, this is like with Bob thinking he can do things without asking for help and doing, and it goes horribly off the rails. And then you just have Teddy being Teddy, and then you have Jimmy being Jimmy. And the Reflections people being weirdly aggressive, like more so than normal.
Oh, they're always aggressive.
Like, they're always aggressive, but it was more than normal. I felt like
they ramped it up a little bit. Like, I mean, but can you really ramp it up from like surprising Bob with a nude scene to be drawn? Can you ramp up any more than that?
I mean, I would argue the yelling at him to buy the crappy tissue paper in 30 seconds, yes, is probably more aggressive than that.
More aggressive than forced nudity. Yes. All right.
Like, buy it. Buy the paper. So
that they're always that aggressive. Like, I don't know why she hates Bob so much. And her husband's just being supportive, I think.
Yeah, which is fine.
Like, God, she hates Bob. And I'm like, why?
Yeah. But yeah, for me, it's the repetitive gags that just tend to not be my personal favorites. I did like the pickle costumes. I agree with Linda. They were just really good pickles, and so she just made all of them.
No, I thought the pickles were so much fun.
Yeah, even if they were made of sponges.
Like, and they knew, like, he even said at the beginning, he's like, yeah, I don't think there's a participation because of the rain. And then she makes costumes out of sponges.
Well, they don't get wet. The costume does, though.
Yeah, but can you imagine just like sponges on top of your head and it's rain? Think of the weight and the dripping, because you know there's no liner in that. She didn't put a liner in. It's Linda.
It's Linda.
But at least she only had to make 4.
This is true. She did only make 4.
Because, you know, yay, burger suit.
We had the burger suit, so we had Burger Squatch, so we were good there. So he probably was the driest out of the 5 of them.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah. But like, because like that I would say usually like the costume masks tend to be like a leathery type of material, but not leather, obviously, because that would kill
like a rubber.
Like the heat. It's like a rubbery type, so he probably has the driest head of everybody.
Yeah, I would say that.
So, but I like this episode for the most part, just because it does show once again more of the queer side of Bob's Burgers, because it's not queer 24/7, but it is very queer friendly. Yeah. Which always makes us happy. Yeah. Like I love a good queer joy space, and Bob's Burgers has always been that, and they're always very, very supportive of things like that, as well as like, you know, Pride and stuff. Yeah. So it makes me really happy that it almost felt like their version of Pride, but not exactly. So I do enjoy that aspect.
It felt to me more Mardi Gras than Pride.
I've been to Mardi Gras and it's not like
no, I know, but like as with mine, no, that's what it felt like.
No, I understand that. It related more to like our local Pride, how it usually is, because for some odd reason, even though other places celebrate Pride in October, I know June is Pride month, but there are a lot of places that choose to celebrate in October due to weather. We should be one of those.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion. Because I'm sorry, but it's June, right?
Yeah, June.
Yeah. God. Am I really gay?
No.
Wait a minute.
I've been to New York City Pride once.
I've gone to ours a couple of times, but I won't say where.
It could be a factor of the people that I went with, because I went with like one close friend and like a friend that like I knew really well, and then like her friends. So it was a case of like it was people that I didn't really know that well, but like it was hot. It was I went once. I have very little desire to go back to New York City Pride ever again.
all I gotta say is, like, here you just sweat so much. I just want to know. Like, I know how drag queens do it. They'll do anything.
Yeah.
I love them.
Mm-hmm.
Drag queens, they will tough it out.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a fuck. I want to know how the bears are doing it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because every year they come out and I'm like, it's 110 degrees, baby. You're in leather.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay? In like real leather. Like, are you okay?
we randomly ran into these guys that one of them I was in a class with my freshman year of college. And like, I don't think I remembered his name. To this day, I don't remember his name, but we both recognized each other. He was walking around with just like a shopping bag full of ice to just like
That's smart.
cool people down with. So like he could see, so like for like a couple seconds, he
Yeah.
just like put it on my shoulders and I felt so much better. But then like 10 minutes later, I got glitter bombed. So like for the rest of the day, you could like tap my head like fucking Tinkerbell and the glitter would fall off. Like it was bad.
I hate glitter. I hate glitter so much.
I if I haven't said this on the podcast yet, it bears repeating if I have. Glitter is the herpes of craft supplies. It gets everywhere and it never goes away.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't exist.
I've had some people think I'm like a mean mom because I don't allow glitter in my house.
Do they want to come and clean the glitter out of your carpet when your children eventually spill it?
I don't have carpet.
Oh, okay. Either way, out of the crevices in your flooring.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I have hardwood floor. If that gets in the crevices of my hardwood floor,
you have glitter
it's
floor.
never coming up.
You have glitter floor.
Glitter floor. So I refuse to like bring glitter into my house.
No,
I can't help it. Like I don't
even buy greeting cards that have glitter on them.
Me either.
Can't do it
unless it's for someone I don't like.
Yeah, that's different. That's different.
What did you rate this one?
I didn't personally care for this episode. So I feel bad because, like, I also maybe it was because maybe it's the case of I did kind of view this more Mardi Gras than Pride, whatever. I gave this 5s across the board.
No, that's perfectly fine. That happens.
It gets a 15.
Look, that happens. See, I've been to Mardi Gras, and with that, learned very quickly that there's actually a lot of rules and laws around Mardi Gras. Mm-hmm. Like, while Bourbon Street, of course, French Quarter can get a little wild. Yeah. The actual parades. Mm-hmm. There is no flashing. You can get arrested.
Makes sense.
So, like, I've experienced it for myself. So I don't really see the Mardi Gras aspect. I see it more as Pride because I've been to both and I see the differences. Mm-hmm. Because that is a thing. Like, people be like, "You show me beats." No, that you will straight up be arrested. Yeah. Like, I've seen people like get drunk and go to do that, and instantly family members or friends are like, "Don't," like they will freak out. Like, "Don't do it. Just don't do it." I can't say anything about the French Quarter or Bourbon Street or anything like that. I've been on Bourbon Street, but I went during the day. They tried to get me to go out to Bourbon Street while I was there, and I was like, "Guys, I'm 18." They're like, "We can get you into the bar," and I'm like,
"That's not the point.
I do not need to get caught at Mardi Gras on Bourbon Street at 18 years old. No. I don't need to do that. I'd like to go home. Yeah. I'm still not done with high school. Oh, like, I was still in high school when I went. Okay. Because it was that February and I graduated in that May. So I was like, no, thank you guys. I'm underage. Let's not do that. I enjoy this episode because I see it differently, which is perfectly fine. So I gave plot and character 8. Okay. And personal 10 because I enjoy this episode. So it's a 26 for me. Okay. Very big difference in our scores, but that's okay because that's the point of this.
We're different people with different opinions.
Exactly, with different experiences.
And also see how our vastly different scores and our disagreements did not cause a fight of any kind. Like, because I was talking,
we loved discussing it.
Yeah, I had a lot more fun talking about it. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and like we were talking, she has tried to read, like she doesn't consider herself a big reader, and like she's tried different books and stuff like that, but it's just not something that grabs her. She hasn't found like what she would like to read more, but it's just a case of it just isn't currently. She's also got a lot going on in life, and we're talking and like because she knows that I'm a big reader, she knows that I'm an author and a narrator, and I was like that's fine, and she kind of made a face. And I'm like, I'm not going to try and convince you to read if you don't want to. I like it's your life. You do what you want with it. You don't want to read that.
And you find your own methods. Like,
exactly.
My husband, he likes to read, but his problem is when he does read, if he's sitting still for too long, he will fall asleep. Yeah. Unless it's by Suzanne Collins.
That's different.
But with that, I introduced him to reading audiobooks, and now He needs to get his own library card
Mm-hmm.
because he keeps using my Hoopla and Libby to listen to audiobooks at work. So like it's also finding your niche of how you enjoy reading as well. So like if you don't enjoy it, that's fine. But like if you're also there's also different ways to read. So you can also like there's so many different ways to do so many different things.
Oh yeah.
You just got to find what you enjoy. And it's like that with our shows. We are critical of what we love. We're critical of what we don't love. But at the end of the day, like this is for fun. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God, how could you hate this?
Yeah.
Like that's not how we work.
No, but like when we were talking about, I think it was 402 for Once Upon a Time. So it was Whiteout a couple weeks ago where like you had a really high score and like I go on my rant, you're like, did I have the wrong opinion? I was like, no, you had your opinion based off of your knowledge and your experience and what you know about the show. And I know the entire arc. And so my score is different.
And that's perfectly fine. See, and I wish more discussions were like that.
I wish,
online especially, but like it's like when you're behind a keyboard, you'll say anything. Like I won't.
Yeah.
Like I'm that person. Sometimes I want to post. I'm like, you know what, guys? I made it to 31 with never sending any hate towards anybody online.
Yeah. Like
including in the Tumblr like anonymous stage. I never sent Tumblr hate.
Like the amount of times I'll like write out a comment or even like make a whole video and then like I'll read it back or I'll just and like so I've gotten
I delete it.
You get the thoughts out and it's gone. It doesn't need to be posted.
It's called journaling.
Exactly.
The best thing you can do for yourself if you are one who tends to spew hate online is get a journal. Maybe join a book club. That might help you a little bit too. Broaden your horizon.
Yeah.
Like, and I know we just said like not everybody likes to read, but like a book club would be a good start because it is more enjoyable to read when you have people to talk to about it.
I used to have a section in my journal that I had titled "Stuff I Would Post Online If I Had No Dignity."
Ooh, I like that.
That's like the stuff.
Can we make this a trend? How do we make this trend?
Put that in your journal.
Needs to trend
that's the trend is stuff I would put online if I didn't care.
There's a lot of people out there that really, really need to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into episode 22, Into the Mild. The meat guy told Bob about a big sale at Outdoor Adventure World, and he doesn't want to miss out before they close. He aspires to be an outdoorsy guy, and Linda offers to close up their restaurant so he can go to the sale. Bob tries to avoid the salesman that won't leave him alone and hides in a tent. But he falls asleep. He gets locked in the store, but the annoying salesman is also there and they can't get the doors open. Austin tries to climb up to the roof to get to the skylight, but falls and gets trapped hanging midair. So Bob has to climb up and save them both. Bob makes it to the skylight and saves the day. Meanwhile, Gail comes over after they close to perform her one-woman show, and Linda and the kids can't escape. During the show, Gail tells a story that Linda insists actually happened to her, starting a sibling feud between the two. They call up the only witness to their feud and find out they were both wrong and make amends. And as always, we start off with our puns. What'd you get for the vacant storefront?
That was Welcome Back Potter Secondhand Ceramics.
That's supposed to be for the sitcom Welcome Back Kotter.
I used to watch when I was a kid. My dad showed it to me once, and
I've never seen it.
I think he showed it to me because John Travolta's in it, and also I think he tried.
Oh, okay.
He was trying to make jokes that were references to the show, and then decided that the solution was to try and find it so that I could watch it. Basically, I don't know where we were able to record it. It was like some network was running reruns of it. I don't know how we found them. Maybe it was TV Land or something.
I was gonna say that sounds like a TV Land.
But we had like stuff like because we had stuff recorded, and it wasn't like a case if he found I don't think DVDs or VHSs of the show exists.
No,
but we definitely like had it recorded somewhere. I remember it was a 70s sitcom.
I grew up on stuff like Mork and Mindy and Laugh-In. I grew up on a lot of Laugh-In. My mom owned like so many DVDs of Laugh-In, which is going back and realizing it was really enjoyable to watch. It showed me another time period that I knew nothing about. Like if you've never seen Laugh-In, it's like a sketch comedy type show. Everyone's definitely on drugs because it's like it's the 70s, right? I think Laugh-In was the 70s.
Yeah,
and it's great. Lots of Goldie Hawn. Love her. What was the other lady I liked? Crap. I don't know. There's so many people that were on that were just phenomenal because they had so many guest actors constantly. Kind of like SNL, but like funnier.
Yeah.
So I did really enjoy that too. But what did you get for the pest control truck?
That was Around the Corner, Bugs Are Slayed Exterminators.
That's a play on the line Around the Corner Fudge is made from the children's poem called Milk, Milk, Lemonade.
Okay, then.
But you have a burger.
I did have a burger as the Pear Goes the Neighborhood burger.
Comes with a side of pear salad.
Okay.
Like I could see a pear salad working.
Yeah.
not with a burger.
I think I had an old HelloFresh recipe that it came with a pear. Like I made a pear slaw.
See, I could see that. Like, but a pear salad with beef doesn't seem to work in my brain.
No, I think
I feel like that would go better with like a yeah. I think that would go with something like a white meat.
Yeah, it was like
Not
it was like
that.
I think it was like a honey chili chicken situation.
That makes sense. A beef burger?
No,
I don't know.
no, and I'm still thinking of old sitcoms, and my brain's still just like stuck on that for a second because I watched a lot of Green Acres when I was a kid.
I watched a ton of, not sitcom, but my mom was also obsessed with Anne of Green Gables. So I watched a lot of the original like PBS Anne of Green Gables.
Gotcha.
Like, I should have bought it today. I really should, but I also found they have like a 7 DVD collection of Aubrey Hepburn movies too at Walmart right now. And like I was too pinpointed on the 6 movie collection of Scream.
Oh, fair.
To realize I should grab that instead. I didn't buy that either, but still, like
keep your eye out for the L Word.
I am still keeping my. I could not. I went to Second and Charles recently, couldn't find it. I'm going to start looking on like Macari and stuff like that, because I know we've got a while. It's going to be. I got a while. So like any fans listening, if you see it anywhere, message our Instagram, please.
It's always open.
Like I will send you the money. Like if anybody out there can help us find DVDs of the L Word, I will message our Instagram, please. Because I would love to find these, and that doesn't mean I'm going to find them here. Like I live in Georgia. So Austin is played by Rob Riggle. More R's.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, Rob. Rob Riggle.
Who?
He's in a lot. He's a big Canadian.
Okay.
Not Canadian. Oh my God. I've been on the internet too much. I'm going to try that again.
He's not Canadian.
Fuck. I'm tired.
If you leave,
this is what happens without sleep.
If you leave that in, that's your title. Did you know he's not Canadian?
Is he Canadian? Is Rob? Wait,
I don't know. You said Canadian, no, and then I went, he's not Canadian.
No, I meant he's a comedy actor.
Where did Canadian come from?
All the stuff happening right now with Canada.
Okay,
I'm on 3 hours of sleep. I don't. My brain.
You're okay.
The synopses are. He is American. Okay,
so he's not Canadian.
He's not Canadian. I'm sorry, guys. I really am. I'm running on 3 hours of sleep, and we're doing 3 hours of episodes. I'm great.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
But no, anyways, Rob Riggle, he is an American comedian and actor. I just need to stay off the internet for a little while, apparently, and stop seeing everything about Canada. But he's been in everything. Step Brothers, Dumb and Dumber, Let's Be Cops. Like, if you see his face, you would immediately know who I'm talking about.
I just looked him up. He's one of those actors. I know his face when I see it.
You know his face.
Would never have known his name.
Because he's guest starred in almost everything. Yeah. Like if it's a comedy, a sitcom, the man is guest starred.
Yeah.
He's in everything. The title of this episode is a reference to the 2007 movie Into the Wild, a biographical film about the travels of Christopher McCandless. I couldn't tell you who the fuck that is, but that's what this is a reference to.
I know that.
Look, we're a TV and media podcast. We don't know everything about TV and media.
Believe it or not, yes, despite that this is our niche, that does not mean that we know everything about every possible piece of media in existence.
It has made me want to branch out more and try new things. Like, I watched that one movie because it was referenced in this and found out it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen and should have never been created.
Yeah, I was gonna say you instantly regretted it.
And Steven was interested in too, so it was just very much like, because I think it was another Quentin Tarantino movie. Mm-hmm. It's like one of his early ones, and it made me really change my opinion on Quentin Tarantino. Truly, because I was like, he made that, and people don't like, what the fuck? I think it's Reservoir Dogs is what I'm talking about. Is the name of it, and it is. People like talk a lot about how great and amazing that movie is, and I'm sitting here with my husband. Both me and Steven are sitting here like, Steve Buscemi said what? Like that was our reaction. So yeah, no, like I'm trying to branch out, but sometimes it's a little scary.
Yeah.
This episode premiered as a bonus season 7 episode on June 11th, 2017, between the official finale and a season 8 premiere that I'm not going to tell you much more about.
Okay.
But supposedly to help launch the second season of American Grit, which premiered immediately after. I just feel like this is weird.
Knowing that it wasn't intended as a finale, because the last episode did feel more like a finale because you kind of had everybody coming back. You had a lot of returning of old bits. You had a lot of returning of old characters. And then this one just feels I mean, it feels more intimate because it is. It's the family and 2 extra characters, and that's it.
That's it. And so it's little weird.
Yeah.
Like I get what they're doing. I kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's weird when you use another show to help with another show. Like
Yeah, we kind of
it
have.
doesn't make sense to
We
me.
haven't had like true backdoor pilots that aren't like for just like spin-offs in a very long time. So that just feels off.
Like Young Sheldon did great with it,
Yeah.
and I think that's the last time someone did great with
Yeah.
it. Because like because I think one thing I really enjoyed, like just TV in general, was like we're from the age of Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
And as those characters got older into a more mature setting, they moved it from Disney to ABC.
Yeah.
So they could have more adult themes because they went to college. I wish they would do that more with things.
Yeah.
Because great way of doing things. But like, I don't know, TV has gotten really interesting recently, I would say.
We've had
like,
entire
in the past
specials.
5 years?
We've
Yeah.
done entire specials
So-
on trends in television and how they've changed since back in our day.
Oh yeah, I mean, which is funny though because we have recently started on weeknights started watching Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy again, like because we love Jeopardy, but the only amount of Jeopardy we would tend to watch from time to time was like Celebrity Jeopardy, which actually hurts my brain to watch because we're sitting here the ones that like we actually answer some of the harder questions on Jeopardy that surprise us sometimes. We're like, oh shit, we're actually kind of smart.
Yeah.
Like, not all of them, obviously. There's plenty of like science and physics and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that they say something and I'm like, I have no idea what that even is. But we've surprised ourselves with how much we'll be like talking like in an episode and end up, you know, oh shit, I know that. Celebrity Jeopardy? Oh my God.
I mean, it's because it's for charity.
It's for charity, but damn.
Well,
I feel smart.
with Pop Culture Jeopardy, though, the new thing that they're doing with on Prime.
Oh, I couldn't get through
no,
it.
no, but the thing is, so when they were first casting for that, I kept seeing the things that was like, you know, if you and a group of friends, if you want to try taking like the quiz to see if you'd qualify, I sent it to 2 of my friends and I said, I'm like, collectively, I think we'd either be amazing at this or terrible at this. And having seen the show now, we would win.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
Like we watched one episode of it because Steven was curious. And I was sitting there the whole time. About 2 minutes in, I looked at him. I was like, are you kidding me?
If they cast for it again, I'm telling my friends we should do it just to see if it would.
You should.
Honestly, I think because I think I know enough of the more mainstream stuff to help out. They know more of like the super niche stuff than I do. And I think just collectively we have a good range of pop culture knowledge amongst the 3 of us.
Yeah. And like I know enough about pop culture and like I knew almost all answers, but at the same time, I'm just like, why is everything so easy?
Yeah.
And I don't know. And I don't want to sit there and say like maybe we've just dumped things down as a people, but at the same time, I'm like,
I think we're just
it shouldn't
smart.
be this easy.
I think we're just smart.
Okay, I'll go with that. Like I don't want to be that person, but I'm like, well, this is too easy. I don't like it because I like things to be a challenge. I like things to be challenging.
It's our podcast. We're allowed to say we're smart.
That's fair. I don't want to sound, condescending.
On our podcast?
Fuck, fine. All right. Tina appears to be reading Equestronauts comics in the first scene.
Okay.
I love when they pull the stuff in like that. Because sometimes we'll see like Louise playing with her like Kuchikopi and her other dolls that I don't remember all the names of. And then like we'll see something like this. Of course, Gene always has his keyboards. Like the kids have their little niches and I really enjoy when they just throw it into an episode. It's in the background and not it's fun. I love it. This is of course the first episode to air ever in the summer because even though where I live, summer feels like it starts the beginning of May. It doesn't actually start till June because it's like 90 degrees here by May that I'm like, ugh.
June that is in fact how seasons work.
Yeah, I was actually confused for years after high school because of how they set up our school system down here because we're out of school by May, but back by August, that I didn't realize that summer didn't actually start until June until I was older.
Yeah.
Because for us, they were like, nope, it's hot, go. But then like, it's still hot, go back to school.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy this. Louise says, we have a witness. And Jean says, that little Amish boy, a reference to the 1985 film Witness.
Okay.
So it's kind of cute. But I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines.
I have 4.
Oh, I get to go first this time. Sometimes even 3 minutes can be a thrill.
Right, because the only thing holding you back all these years was the insane cost of paddles.
Also, there's about a dozen spit takes. Perfect amount.
Bob's Burgers, it's a dead cow on a bun, but we're still really fun.
I wrote that one down
Ha.
too. Great. That way no one will hear me scream. This is going to be the most age inappropriate thing we've ever seen.
TGI Lie Days. Why you shouldn't date any of the bartenders at TGI Fridays, especially Dave.
Some of it's pee. I can't say it. Oh my god. Some of it's pee, but most of it's tears.
Is Pew Pew like Aloha?
I'm out of line.
Me too.
Oh my god. I enjoy this episode because I too aspire to be outdoorsy. And I used to be very outdoorsy until I got POTS. And so it's harder to be outside for me because the weather and I don't mix. But no, I grew up camping in a tent at the lake, fish, like all the things. I grew up very outdoorsy. I still like to be outside. I just may have to have like a fan on me so I don't get too hot. Like I love kite. I love all the outdoorsy shit.
Yeah.
Like I very much am like Bob in that sense. Like if I had the stuff, I would go do it. But I don't go buy the stuff because it's hot outside.
Like I'm absolutely with Bob. Sometimes you need to believe that you could be the outdoorsy person you want to be. Like I consider myself outsidey. I like and I did not come up with that term. This is a term I've seen all over the internet, so I will not take credit for it.
Okay. I've never heard it before, so.
But yeah, like I like to be outside under a patio, under, an awning or shade, because pale and on medication, that makes me mildly allergic to the sun.
Not the redheadedness.
No, not just the redhead. Weirdly enough, there's more reasons than just the redheadedness.
There's more.
But wait, there's more.
Your body doubled down.
It really did.
Your body doubled down on the sun.
So it's like really no sun, but like, so like in the shade with a nice breeze, but like fresh air and, occasionally maybe leaves and something pretty. Me, a book, a nice beverage, good to go.
So if you ever visit me, it needs to be in the fall or the spring.
Yes. I cannot see you in the summer.
Do not visit me in June.
No.
You will die.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Actually, August is worse than June and July.
There's a reason why I go to Disney World in February.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, don't go in October though.
No.
Not a good idea.
No.
Denim District?
Yeah, I was like, knock off jean bras.
But like she said they were in New York, right?
I don't think the Denim District is real.
Is the Denim District real,
Hang
Lauren?
on.
I'm confused.
There's weird things. Is the Denim District real?
Are Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears going to be there?
My guess is the joke they're making is a joke off the Garment District.
Thank you. Okay. I know you got my reference, but I hope other people, if you're not old enough to know that, just look up Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears with the word denim in the sentence and you'll understand what we're talking about.
You'll never be the same.
Early 2000s was a wild time, man. Like that could not be comfortable.
No.
And I will say, so I really enjoyed like how scared Bob was, the rock climbing, everything else. I myself have I have rappelled, you know what rappelling is.
Yeah.
From 60 feet. It is fucking high.
Yeah.
It's very fucking scary, but it's so much fun.
Yeah.
I did it multiple times.
I've done ziplining. That I will do.
Rappelling is so much scarier. I'm gonna be honest, because
sure.
like you actually. So ROTC. For anybody who doesn't know, like military rappelling, you pretty much go to the top of the tower. They hook you onto your thing. For my high school, we had a 40-foot tower that we used, but we got to use a 60-foot one on base. At one point, for the 60-foot, we were given harnesses.
Okay.
For the 40-foot, we had to make our own harnesses out of rope.
Oh, no.
We learned how to do that. I think most of the time we switched over to real harnesses for the actual rappelling, but like you do learn how to make your own harness out of rope. So that was a lot of fun. But no, it's so much fun when they start you because they're like, here's your gloves. They hook you in. You get your feet on the edge of on the ledge, and they go, okay, you're going to put yourself in an L position to make sure so you're literally like slowly putting yourself backwards.
Yeah.
And then you pretty much have to get yourself angled with the sky, and then you jump. It's so much fun. I love it. I haven't done it since I was 16, 17 years old. But 60 feet is really high to the point when we were on top of it. It's wooden on that too. It's a wooden tower. You're just kind of standing there waiting for your turn, shaking uncontrollably because the top of the wooden tower is swaying. Yeah. So like when I say I'm outdoorsy, I really do. I love doing this type of shit. one of the most fun memories I have, one of the fucking scariest memories I
No,
have.
that's reasonable. It's like I'm good with the zip lining. I'm tethered to something. I'm not really, not that I'm not in control of it, but like it's not,
Mhm.
no fault of mine will result in me hurtling to the ground. Like so,
Exactly. See, us, like, doing that, you can easily fuck up and you're on the ground.
like this is gonna sound very bougie because it is. One of the first times I went ziplining was at the San Diego, so not the zoo, but the safari park. So it's like the thing that's
Yeah.
really attached to it. It is the longest single running zip line that you
Ooh,
just zip line over the animals.
that's
So that's the
fun.
thing of like
The zoo we go to has one, we just never done it.
I'm trusting like these people have hooked me in properly, because if I fall, not only am I falling to my death because it's very high up, but also I'm falling into like the rhino enclosure.
Dude, could you imagine a rhino freaking out because of a zipline accident?
You know, I don't. And to be fair, if I had fallen, there would have been footage of it because I had a camera helmet.
Oh my god.
We have the entire record. We still have it somewhere. Of like
That's so
it's very cool
cool.
because
We have, like, our zoo has one too. We just have never done it. We do the high ropes course with the kids
yeah.
sometimes at the zoo. I have a little
Okay.
question. So you have a lot more experience with me when it comes to theater.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have I have some experience, but not near as much as you.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been to a one woman show, but they're always shown in media as something that, like, no one enjoys. Are they that bad, or is it misogyny?
Oh no, it's misogyny. Like
Okay,
one.
thank you. Because, like, I've never experienced one, but I'm like, why? Why? I have a weird feeling.
It's the trope of like, because it falls into that same trope almost that like male comedians do, that they say that women aren't funny because they say all
Ugh.
women do is make jokes about their periods, which to be fair to a woman is really usually fucking funny.
Look, they can't deal with seeing that much blood in a month. Shut
No,
up.
but it's like really a case of like the trope that you see of like a one woman show that's like going through every minute detail of her life. I've never seen that.
Yeah,
Like,
because they make a joke like that in Friends too.
well, like, oh, what is the name of the show? Fleabag. That was a woman
Yeah, I haven't seen
that
that one.
started at the TV show and everything. That started as a one woman show. It's not about every minute detail of her
Oh.
life. It's about a specific time period, and she has a point of what she's talking about. It's like
All I know about Fleabag is there's apparently a love interest as a priest.
that's in season 2. That was not part of the original one woman show.
Okay.
The original one woman
Okay.
show is like mostly just the first season.
Okay.
But like it's that's more a case of it's a bad trope that keeps getting done.
Okay. See, that's good to know since I've never actually been to a one. Well, it's just not a thing that's common
Mm-hmm.
where I am. We don't get that a
Yeah.
lot, probably because I live in the deep south. Like, you know, I'd have to go to Atlanta for something like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, no, like I had a feeling. I was sitting here, I'm like, this doesn't, like, why do we keep doing this in
Yeah,
media?
it's a bad trope.
It's a really bad trope. But that's all I've got on this episode. I really am curious on how you feel.
I mean, I so much of this episode was like, is it legal for emergency exits to be locked from the inside like that?
I don't know. I think because it's supposed to be empty because it's a closed business.
Maybe.
I'm unsure.
That just
'Cause
felt
it's closed down. It's not supposed to open back up at all.
like, yeah, but still, it felt illegal, especially with this. And then the security guy. I mean, I know the guy said they're not a great security company, but like, they just like check the store anyway.
Yeah, if you have something going off like that, I would check.
Mhm.
But I guess in that sense, they're like, oh, it's a store that's closed. They're about to empty it out. All money by that point would be out of the store because, like, they would, after that, like, once you're closed, all cash is going to be taken out of the store.
Yeah.
They're not going to leave it in a safe inside. So, like, it's interesting.
Yeah. And like most of my notes are just like, oh no, Austin is stuck. That's so sad. Like my last like funny note that I had was like when Austin said he was listening to like an audiobook or whatever, and like he's like said it wasn't a great audiobook. I was like, it's funny we were talking about them before. I was like, as a lover of audiobooks, I agree. Not everything is a great audiobook.
No, it's not.
Some things need pictures, like what plants you can and can't eat.
Yeah, like, and I've always been curious why we have things like, I know they have, don't they put like descriptors and stuff though for books like that?
Currently now with the way that audiobook distribution is, like if there's, accompanying images or PDFs or diagrams or worksheets, usually if you've bought the audiobook, you'll also like you have access to like a link that gets you a PDF to the images you're missing. He was listening to it on an iPod, so this is before all of that.
Oh, true.
So it's a little different.
Audiobooks have come a long
They
way.
really have. So it's a little different with the distribution, how it works.
Okay.
But, oh well.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. That's really all I have. I didn't take a lot of notes on this one.
I really want your thoughts on Gail, though. You love Gail.
I love Gail. You know what? I did not mind the one woman show that much. It was ridiculous, and I was like, "Why is Birth Chapter 2?"
Right?
What came before that is my question. But
is she one of those people that, I mean, you have the people that remember birth. I hope there's no one out there that remembers their conception.
I really hope not. But it was on par for Gail. It wasn't anything that I don't expect out of her, because I feel like we all have those times where something happens, and we all have different iterations of how the story went down.
Yeah.
And especially if the thing you think is that someone winked at you, that's entirely possible that multiple people in a group would think that this person winked at them, even though it turned out it wasn't actually the person because they had a prosthetic leg. But the finger guns, get your zapper, set them to pew. But that's what it felt like.
It did.
But honestly, it didn't bother me that much. Like that, it was a B plot. It was a very Gale appropriate B plot to me.
Poor kids, though.
The poor children.
Scarred forever.
Yes.
They're scarred forever.
Well, their response to kicking the trash bag placenta, I'm like, yes, that is the correct response to being thrown a fake placenta.
The spit, I love the whole thing, though. Really, that line with the spit takes is always one of my favorites.
Yes.
That sounds like the right amount.
It's the appropriate amount of spit takes.
What did you rate this one?
I gave plot and character both 7s. It was fine. And I gave personal an 8. This one got 22.
Not bad. No. I gave 8s across the board, so it's a 24.
Nice.
But with that, oh wait, I have to send you something. I forgot.
Oh dear God.
Well, we're done with season 7. This is our season 7 finale, which means I get to share with you. Forgot I do this. The Bob's Burgers season 8 cover.
Oh, okay.
And we get to see your opinion of what you think is coming for you.
Okay.
All right. So in our script,
here it comes.
Is the Bob's Burgers cover for season 8.
What the fuck?
That's the 8th season.
Why with Louise's? I hope that's Halloween makeup. Okay, I see Tina as a lifeguard. That's okay. That makes sense. Why is Bob holding it? Why is it? What? So much is going on with Bob right now. Is that a taxidermy squirrel?
That is a taxidermy squirrel.
Okay, and then we have the giant 80s hair for Linda, and Jean is dressed like a Fruit of the Loom character. What is this show?
So that's what you get to see in season 8. Everything will make sense in due time.
And I'll say that happened last time.
Season 7, because if you look back at season 7, everything will make sense in that picture.
Yeah.
But season 8 is a wild season, but one of my favorites. It's the holiday episodes, especially the Christmas episodes for season 8, are one of the best of all time.
Okay, then.
So, but I hope you're excited.
That's a word I would use. Thank you all for listening. Join us next time when we discuss Once Upon a Time, episode 405, Breaking Glass. Don't forget to rate, and follow the podcast wherever you listen so you can be notified every time we publish a new episode. Follow us at OBDYK_pod on Instagram and Blue Sky. And if you'd like to join our Patreon, you can find the link with more details in our show notes.
This has been an episode of Okay, But Did You Know? A TV and media podcast. It was hosted by Katie and Lauren and edited by Katie.